So now we're into July, and for our July cycle, I didn't really notate all the doctor's appointments and everything for this month, but we didn't do a Lupron cycle again. The doctor felt like that it was kind of pointless. We were kind of getting the same thing either way. So we went back to just the regular shots, and we got one. And one grew like pretty fast. So I only took shots for about 5 days, and 2 days later we did retrieval. So the one little embryo that was seen, he was able to retrieve 2. The one was about 20 millimeters. The second one was maybe 10 to 12, and he tried to get that one as well. So they fertilized one of them, and the lesser one did die. So good news about this cycle so far is that we've made it to a blast to day 5. So normally we do a 3-day transfer, but this time we're just like, well, we're not losing anything if we let it ride until 5 days and see if we can freeze it to start harvesting our eggs, so we can do more transfers than retrievals. So our little ice baby, it will hopefully be on ice tomorrow. I got my last update today was that it is a blast. It made it to day 5. And they wanted to give it some time to hatch a little bit before they froze it. So I will hear from them tomorrow when they put the little baby on ice. Hopefully I will have a little ice baby. And then the goal for cycle after this is to try to get another one to freeze, and then that cycle will be between August and September, and then based on what we get from this cycle, we will transfer our hopefully frozen embryo in October. So I'm looking forward to that. This is pretty monumental. We've never had a 5-day embryo. Well, not even embryo, they're a blast. So that's the best quality embryo you can have to transfer to give you I have about for a 3-day transfer that I normally do, I think it's about 20 to 30% successful. And with a blast, transferring a blast, it's about 45 to 50% of a success rate. And the fact that it's made it this far, normally they either die or they want to transfer them immediately because they're not doing well, and they think it's going to do better inside me than in the lab. But in this case, our little baby is thriving, and I'm hoping to get them on ice so we can transfer in October. The good thing about a 5-day embryo transfer is that I don't have to wait as long to test, which is bad for me mentally, but hopefully I will be able to hold out and not, because normally I test early because I'm testing out a trigger shot, whereas for just transfers you don't have to do all the triggers like the trigger shots, because it's just straight pregnancy hormone. So the only reason I was testing before to get that, just to test it out, to get a real positive. And that always tripped me up because I was always getting all these positives all the way up to test day, and then I would test on test day, the day before test day, and it would just be completely negative. I'm just like, so that was kind of annoying due to the trigger. So now that we hopefully have a frozen baby, they will just transfer that, and we won't have to worry about any fake positive pregnancy tests. So whatever tests we take, and if it is positive, then it's an actual positive. So I'm going to do my best not to test, because it's normally since it's a 5-day transfer, you only have to wait 6 days to test, rather than a 3-day transfer. You have to wait 10, 12 days, maybe 14 to test. So with a fresh transfer, you have to wait like almost 15, 16 days in order to get a true positive from that trigger. Whereas that frozen, I don't have to do a trigger shot. It's just a straight transfer, and a positive is positive is a positive. So this is good news for us that we have a blast that's made it to day 5, because it's never happened. What? So it's a little bit positive. I'm hoping our little baby hangs in there and continues to grow on schedule. I don't think it can grow much else. They're just looking for it to hatch a little bit, so it takes less time to implant when they do transfer it. So I'll get a call tomorrow. I guess I should have did this video tomorrow, but I'll get a call tomorrow, and then I will update my little blog again, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully it's good news. I feel like I say that after every video, every cycle, but this is good. This is good news. It's sad that it's taking this long, but it's good news. Holding on to any bit of hope I can. It's not a whole lot, so the little bit that I have is a good sign. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have some updates from my last update to my last update. So where I left off is we were waiting to see if our embryo made it to freeze, and it did. So that was super exciting. We have an official baby on ice, which has never happened, so that's pretty great. It made me very happy. So the original plan was to do another cycle and harvest eggs, to have more than one to transfer when we did transfer, and the original plan was to transfer in October. So it is now September 1st, but I'm going into a new cycle. Hopefully within the next couple of days I'll start a new cycle, and my new plan is to instead of transferring in October, I did some more research, and I decided to do an ERA test, which is a endometrial receptivity analysis. And that basically, since I've been transferring all these embryos and none of them have been sticking, I felt that I should do a test to see when the proper time, if the timing is just off, and I'm either transferring them too early or I should wait to transfer them later. And this test can give me a clear-cut day to the time, to the minute, to the second as to when the best time to transfer is. And so and it also tells me if I need to add more medication or take less medication for longer or later. I guess longer or later, same thing. But this test would be really good in identifying and pinpointing the exact date and time to transfer for the best results. So that's the plan. That's a new plan after this cycle that we do, to see if we can get another egg to freeze. So September, October will probably be this cycle that we're in, and then the ERA test will be October, November, because it takes a whole cycle to do an ERA test, because you're basically taking all the medications as if you are going in for a cycle, as if you're starting a cycle, but instead they are just going to like take a piece of your endometrium and send it out for testing, and then that will take about 4 to 6 weeks to get those test results back. So and then we have to wait and get those test results back in order to start the process of transferring again. So we probably won't be looking at another transfer until January. Well, December, January. It is unclear, but I know I want to do this test to figure out to get a better understanding as to why these babies aren't sticking. So we have a baby to freeze. We have a baby in the freezer, and the plan is to get through another cycle, to get another one in there, and do some testing, and then do some transferring. So we're in a really good place right now as far as our plans go. So we took a month off in August, so that was fun, not having to worry about any of this stuff, knowing that we have one on ice whenever we're ready, no pressure. We were able to sit with that for a month, so that was exciting. Is exciting. But yeah, next update will be I guess the next update will be before and or during my ERA test, just giving some updates about that, and following with the results, I guess 4 to 6 weeks later. But yeah, that is my update to my update, and we are in good spirits, and we are really excited for this next cycle, hopefully to get another baby to freeze, and then we'll go from there. Stay tuned. So I think the last video that I uploaded was talking about our 5A embryo, that blast that we finally got after 6 or 7 cycles with nothing, with barely quality eggs. I think that's the last clip that I left off of us finally having that blast, and we were super excited and really optimistic about that cycle. And as I stated before, unfortunately it did not work. So we are now we got our embryo shipped yesterday. So today is March 3rd, and we got our embryo shipped to us yesterday at 10:30 a.m. They are now frozen in our clinic, waiting for transfer. So that's kind of where we are right now in our journey, and we are just sitting ducks waiting for my cycle to start, for us to start the FET with these new adopted embryos, and we can't wait. So now that I got you guys all caught up, I will see you guys in my next video, and I will kind of pick up where we are. I will pick up kind of when my cycle starts. I think yeah, so in my next video I will go over what that process of embryo adoption looks like and donation looked like, and how we met and came in contact with our donors, and kind of that story and where we are now. Hopefully my cycle will have started so I can kind of roll into the here and now of these of the embryo adoption process. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!